Hello guys, hello YouTube. Today is yet another vlog of Trucklog Vlogs, and we have here the Ninja Kawasaki Ninja 650 2020-2021, full of its bells and whistles, completely updated. This green color certainly appeals to the aggressive and the sports nature of this bike. I mean, just take a look at it. It stands as if it's just born for racing. What can we say about the updates of the 2021 version? First and foremost, we can see that the halogen lights have been changed into LED lights. Such beautiful LED lights. Let me just show you guys how this LED lights look. Let me just turn it on. There, this is how the LED lights look. It appears far brighter when we are a little more far ahead. I'll turn on the high beams. My god, these are the high beams, and it looks spectacular. For the updated version, these reflectors are new. They've added these reflectors. The Nissan calipers are the same. The pedal dual discs are the same, but the tires have changed. The tires are actually the same brand. The Dunlop, the Dunlop Sportmax Road Sport 2. But this is Road Sport 2. The old one had Dunlop Road Sport 1. Well, if you need a little more confidence level, you might probably, it's better to upgrade to probably a Pirelli or something like that, driving in the corners and stuff. But otherwise, decent pair of tires. The paint scheme has changed. Look at the updated paint scheme, guys. It looks pretty amazing. This honeycomb structure here, the Kawasaki Racing Team written there. Yeah, the paint scheme is actually brilliant. And talking about the ground clearance actually is 170 millimeters. It might seem a little less, however, when you're riding, it actually gives pretty good clearance from the obstacles on the road. This does not mean that you can just jump over potholes and big humps. Looking at the back of the bike, this section is the only thing which is carried over from the previous 2017 model. The lights here are halogen, which is I'm not nitpicking, but they could have given LED lights for that. These pillion seats, the updated model's pillion seats, are pretty comfortable. It's wider, it's more cushiony. The cushion effect is really good, and it's very easy to sit back because you have a wider cross-section area for whatever comes and sits on here. And now, guys, coming to the highlight of the bike. Take a look at this TFT display. Good job, Kawasaki. This display is actually very similar, a compact version of the one on the Ninja 1000 SX 2020. However, there are no riding modes, but you have pretty much everything else. You have the gear shift indicator, you have the tachometer, you have the service times, temperature, mileage, average mileage, and the running mileage also, time, and the speed. The switches are actually pretty basic because you don't have anything to control. There are no riding modes and stuff. Pretty basic. A sweet little hazard button given here, a low light and high beam, a pass switch, horn, indicators, ignition on off, and a horn, and ignition switch. The clutch lever is adjustable. The brake is also adjustable. Now, once we sit on the bike, you immediately notice how compact this particular model of the Ninja series is. Very comfortable. You're actually sitting within the bike. It feels like as if you're sitting within the bike with this beautiful tank in front of you. Your riding posture is not aggressive but not straight at the same time. You see, this is how I'm sitting normally, and I lean a little more forward, but there's no pressure here, no pressure on the palms. A perfect sports tourer. Now we will check the exhaust note. You can immediately notice a different kind of grunt on the bike, on the engine sound. It's actually pretty sweet when you listen to it closely. Let's have a closer look and rev this baby a little bit. Very, very sweet grunt. That's all I can say. Now let's see how this sweetheart handles on the road. Let's go. Super smooth gearbox. I must say, every gear you put reminds you of how precise the gearing from Kawasaki is, especially the Ninja series, and how they make the gear ratios suitable to every riding condition. Even if you want to go aggressive or if you want to go in a very cruising chilled mode, the engine gives you the right amount of power and torque. So right now I'm going in the third gear and at 40 km per hour. Even if I reduce the speed, the engine doesn't knock. I'm not pressing the clutch. Even if I reduce the speed, unless it goes below 20 km per hour, this engine is very, very, very forgiving. As I said, I'm not pretty sure about these tires, but a decent cornering I think it can handle. I must say again, this compactness of this bike gives you ultimate confidence on going zigzagging also through the roads. Even in city rides also, I don't think this is going to be a problem. Well, one thing I've noticed, now I've got to take a U-turn from here. Let's see how the turning radius is. Turning radius is actually pretty small for fared bikes, and I won't crib about it, but since I ride the Benelli TRK 502, I must think about this also. Now see, if you take it normally, you need to take it in reverse a second time and do it again. There we go. Coming to the displacement, this bike is a 750cc 749 cc displacement. The power it generates is 68 bhp and 64 Newton meter of torque. Let's see how it handles in the corners. Aggressive riding, man, you can actually feel the adrenaline on this bike. There is no buzz, no vibrations. Oh, the cornering is absolutely brilliant. The bike actually sticks to your legs, gives you this ultimate confidence. I'm not going to rev in this road because it is actually a slope. It doesn't do justice to the power on this bike. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go. Oh man, this bike always amazes me at every single gear shift. Every time you rev the throttle, it asks for more. Let's just test the brakes. Okay, right now we'll take a 60 km per hour speed and brake. Whew. The brake timings are perfect, especially when you want to drive a little aggressive. What I've noticed is the front brakes are having a bit more punch, very bitey and very responsive, very, very, very responsive. And the back brakes thankfully are a little dampened. Now many people will have a complaint that most of these premium or super bikes have a dampening effect on the back brake, but I feel it's perfect since it balances the crisp bite on the front gear and the damping effect on the back gear gives you the perfect stop. The ABS worked perfectly well during that stop. Based on the riding what I did, based on how much I've ridden this bike. I think the cruising speed of this bike is around 110. Yep. But if you cross the 6,500 RPM, you can actually feel a slight buzz on your inner thighs and your foot pedals. And who cares about a buzz when you want to travel at that speed anyways? The mileage of this bike is a thankful 19 to 23 km per liter. If you just want to cruise in long highways, it will give easily 23 km per liter. That's based on actual riding conditions. As I said, look at the rear view mirror. The rear view mirror gives a vision of the road, and it's actually gives you proper confidence when you're riding the bike. Oh man, I just feel like driving this miles and miles. You can easily cover, based on my riding style, around 500 km per day, 250 kilometers without stopping. You won't get tired driving this bike. The seats are super comfy. The tank shape is just the correct shape so that your legs will fit snug and comfortable. So far I haven't noticed any heating issues. Okay, now let's see if we can take a U-turn without doing a reverse. Okay, here we go. Check right, left. There we go. Once you learn to handle this bike a little, you can master U-turns. As I said previously, this windshield offers probably 50% protection to the wind blast, but if you sit like this, you can get around 70 to 80% wind blast protection. But other than that, I wouldn't say more. But I kind of like the new design of the windshield. It's actually pretty nice. There is a power socket here. I guess it's 12 volts. There is something about a long stretch of road which is so tempting to just twist the throttle. Woo! There we go. Oh man. My guess is I have completed almost everything what you need to do basically about taking this bike. When this particular bike was taken, I think it's around on road 8.3 or 8.5. If I'm wrong, the correct one price will come on the screen. Special thanks to my friend Akhil for lending me this bike for the review. I had to wake him up in the middle of his afternoon siesta to get some time with this bike. I've drove this bike for around 50 to 60 kilometers, and yeah, you'll pretty much get a basic idea on how this bike is and stuff like that. Alright guys, this pretty much sums up everything what I need to say about this bike for now. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. Do like, share and subscribe and support us with all the love which you have been giving us so far. Thank you for watching Truck Log Vlogs. Keep supporting. Adios.